What's up, people? Let's do some yoga. Get on your mat and meet me there. I'm gonna start pretty soon here. Hope everyone's enjoying the quarantine time. So we're gonna start at the mat. Reach up, breathe in. Bend back a little, clench those glutes. Fold forward. Spend some time here. Breathe deeply. Now grab your elbows and just kind of relax and bounce around and just let that lower back loose. Feel your weight evenly distributed through your feet. Come up halfway. Pull forward one more time. Pull back on the legs and walk it out. Be in a plank. Lean a little forward, come down, hold it here, breathing, building some heat. Come up in the cobra. Breathe deeply here. Clench those glutes. Press the tops of your feet in the floor and come up. Down dog. Walk it out. Try to touch your head to the floor. Maybe you won't get it there, but just try. Breathing. Feel the opening in your shoulders. Tuck your chin in, move around, do whatever feels good. If your ankles don't touch the floor, don't worry about it. Just try to get them there slowly. Now raise that right leg up and just kind of freely move it around. Whatever feels good for you. I like to do some circles here. On this particular moment, on this particular day, that's what felt good for me. That's what I did. Bring my right leg in between my arms and come up into a lunge. Make sure you're staying very active. If you need to drop the knee, do so. I'm going to keep it raised because I like to stay active here. Keep your pelvis as neutral as you can. So try to tuck it using your abs and your glutes, activating your abs and glutes. And now just reach up with your left arm like you're trying to grab something above you. You're going to feel a really nice stretch all the way down your psoas and your front hip flexor, maybe even your quad. And we're going to come down into a lizard lunge. And again, you could drop the knee here, move around, do whatever works for you. You don't have to come down to your elbows if you can't. If you need to just place your hands down, just move around, do so. It's completely fine. Push on the knee, breathing here. Now we'll come back to a down dog. Tuck that chin, feel the stretch in your shoulders. Maybe pulse it a little bit. Bring that left leg up. Circle it around. And bring it through. Come up to a lunge. Same thing on this side. If you need to drop the knee, drop the knee. I don't like doing that personally. I like doing that when I'm looking for more of a passive long stretch. And I'm just showing you guys here. This is something you could do in between meetings when you're at work. Whatever it is, just stretch, reach up actively and stretch your psoas. These are the muscles that need to be stretched to counteract all the sitting that we do. Maybe you can even lunge, squat a little, and we'll come down to the lizard lunge stretch again. You could drop that back knee, do whatever you like. You can move around, you can kind of work your way down your elbows, come back up, and almost turn that into a little repetition just to ease yourself down to your elbows if it's difficult. But this is really important to getting into the hips. Push that left knee out, twist, breathe. Come back into a down dog. Walk it out. Feel the stretch in your shoulders. Push the ground away from you. Come forward into a plank. Lower down. You're holding here. Breathe. Keep your elbows in. Put the tops of your feet on the mat and come to a cobra. Breathing deeply, rolling your shoulders back and down, looking forward, clenching your glutes, opening your back. Come back into the down dog. Back into the plank, and straight into the cobra. Up into a high plank, back into a cobra, up into a high plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. This is a good little spinal wave. Really good for also counteracting sitting. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. Really push the ground away from you when you come up into that high plank. And then roll those shoulders back and down when you come back into the cobra. Get your head involved too. Look up and look down. Make it a whole spinal, whole spinal wave. And we're gonna come back here on our buttocks. I'm gonna do some passive stretching first, triangle stretch. Gonna stretch that outer hip. We're gonna do passive first, then you're gonna see me let go of my leg. And that's gonna be a little bit more active where I'm gonna actually be using the leg to push into my right leg and actively push my right foot into my left knee as well to get more of an active stretch. And this is really good for mobility. So you kind of establish the position passively and you hold the position actively to get your muscles functional in that range of motion. We're gonna switch here. Do the same thing on the other side. Just passively use your arms to push or to pull your legs in. Get yourself in a nice, slightly tensed up, uncomfortable position almost, where you're feeling the stretch and then you can let go once you've got there. Let go, breathe, make sure you're applying opposing forces. Now we're gonna come back up. Plank mode. Hold the plank for a little bit. Raise your right leg and do some push-ups. Just warming the body up. You took a little bit of a break. Let's warm it up. Keep that right leg lifted and engaged and bring it forward. Come up into your warrior two. So pivot that back left foot so that it's perpendicular to your front right foot. So the front right foot should be pointing in front of you. Pointing in the same direction that your right hand is going, and your left foot should be pointing in the same direction that your belly is facing. And you breathe here, you kind of actively reach with both arms, looking over the middle finger of your front arm, and just kind of feel it out here. Move around. You don't have to do this pose if you can't, or if your right leg is already talking to you. Just move around in it and feel what it's like to be in this position and really activate your glutes. Squat down a little bit. Spin back into a kind of ninja squat. So you're just kind of squatting back in your back leg. Nothing too fancy. And then just do some circles with your right leg. We'll come back up into a warrior two. Remember to breathe, and we'll cycle down here. Typical Vinyasa flow. Except this isn't a typical Vinyasa flow because we're gonna lift the left leg and do some push-ups again. Same thing on this side. Keeping the body warm. Getting a nice little pump. And then same thing on this side, warrior two. Breathing actively. Reaching through both arms. Clenching both glutes, staying active through the legs. Lunge a little bit farther down. We'll come down in this pose again, breathing, staying active. And come back into the ninja squat. We'll come back up, come back down. Slowly lower down, breathe in, cobra up. Breathe deeply in, hold it, and come back into the down dog. Breathing here. Come slowly into a cobra, Hindu push-up. Breathing is so important, rolling those shoulders back, driving your hips toward the floor. We'll come back in the down dog. Now we're going to come to a wide-legged stance. And here I want you guys to really be active through your legs, through your glutes, and your core. Keep your pelvis as neutral as you can. No need to spread your legs too far apart where you can't kind of keep your pelvis neutral comfortably. So make sure that you're at a position that you can keep that pelvis neutral, but you still feel really good stretch in your inner thighs, lower back. You even want to have the action of almost pulling your feet toward each other without actually doing so, but just taking the action. Now we're just gonna, you don't have to do what I'm doing again. This is a position and you move around and do what you want, but I'm doing some toe touches just because it really opens up your hips and gets that kind of rotation going in the torso. But again, if this is too much or if it's not enough, do you. Now we're going to place the hands down and reach up like so. This is really good for the rotation of your entire pelvis, and you'll feel this in your hips. This is another good movement that you can take away from this and just do throughout your day. Now we're going to come to a pigeon on the left side. And here again, just situate yourself This is my really tight side, so I just get in here and I like to be up straight, square my hips, slowly ease into it, and then maybe start bending forward, taking some circles, reaching out toward your right with your left hand, reaching around and placing your right elbow against your left knee is a good twist. Just move around and explore here. This is really good to push your knee against the floor and kind of levitate above it. Now we're going to switch. Come into pigeon on the other side. Square those hips. Breathe. Breathing deeply. Same thing, you can reach to the other side, get a nice side body stretch. Just move around here, kind of watch what I'm doing and try to mimic it if you don't have an idea of what to do in this position. Now we're going to do a little spinal twist, so bring that right leg under your left leg, cross the left leg over, kind of hug it in, get a nice stretch. Reach your right arm over, put it against your left knee, and twist. Push against your left knee using your right elbow, and give a little bit of resistance back from your knee, so it's an opposing force. That will really get you twisting. Look back, breathe deeply. Try to keep your spine as straight as you can. Best way to keep your spine straight is keep that back hand a little bit closer to your butt. Now we'll do a little smooth transition. You don't have to do that, but just take it to the other side. So left leg under this time, right leg over, hug it in. Feel the difference in the sides. It's really important to know the difference between your right and left side, which one's tighter, which one's looser, so you can work into those things and balance your body out. That's what yoga is all about. Creating space and balance in the body and the mind. Same thing on this side. Take that left elbow, drive it into your right knee, and vice versa, right knee into left elbow. Twist. Keep your spine straight. Breathe. Just breathing here. Nothing fancy. Twisting and breathing. And that's pretty much it for that. And last pose here is we're going to come into a plow pose. Really stretch out the back and the neck and the entire spine, even the shoulders. If you reach your hands forward as you reach your legs back, you'll feel a nice shoulder and kind of thoracic spine release. If your feet don't touch the floor, do not worry, just work toward it. You don't have to look exactly like this, and maybe you're even farther than this. Pulse it, do whatever it takes, and come into your corpse pose. That's it, people. I hope you enjoyed this. Much love.